Most people who find out I'm on TLC ask me the same three questions. Was it fake? Did you get paid? And would you do it again? Nobody asks the question that actually matters. What did it do to you on the inside? I'm going to answer that today. Whether you've been on TV or not, what I learn applies directly to your life, relationships, and your business. So stay with me. Here's what nobody tells you about what happens when the cameras turn on. First thing that happens, and this hit me harder than anything, reality holds up a mirror you can't look away from. Most people go their entire lives avoiding an honest look at themselves. They stay busy, they stay distracted, they never sit down and ask, am I actually who I think I am? I saw everything. How I handle pressure, how I communicate with my wife, how I show up when things get uncomfortable. Here's the thing nobody wants to admit. I didn't always like what I saw. The camera caught moments I thought I was being strong and I actually wasn't. Moments where I thought I was leading, I was actually deflecting. That was the most uncomfortable and most valuable experience of my life. Here's the truth. Most people are not who they think they are. They're who they're comfortable being. And comfort is the enemy of growth. You can lie to yourself in private. You can't lie to yourself on a 42-inch screen. The second thing that happened, it almost broke my marriage. And then it made it unbreakable. Pamela and I, we're solid. Reality TV puts your relationship under a microscope in real time. Every disagreement, every moment of tension, every time one of you is exhausted and struggling, it's all happening with cameras in the room. Here's what that taught me about relationships. The strength of a relationship is not built in the good moments. It's built in the moments when you're both running on empty and you still choose each other anyway. We've come out this experience with a level of trust and communication that would have taken years to build any other way. The pressure accelerated everything. And that's actually a business principle. The fastest way to know if something is built to last, put it under pressure. Third, and this one changed my entire business trajectory. Being on national television exposed every single weakness in my brand. And it did it fast. Here's what happens when you're on TV. Your name gets searched. Your social media gets audited by strangers. Your website gets visited by people who have never heard of you. And those people make a decision about you in about 3 seconds. When that happened to me, I had to ask myself a hard question. When people find me, what are they finding? Is it matching the level of what they just watched on screen? The honest answer, not completely. That was the wake-up call that made me get serious about positioning, premium pricing, making sure every touch point of my brand reflects the authority I actually have. Your price is a signal. Your brand is a signal. And if those signals don't match your actual value, you will always be underpaid. Reality TV gave me a deadline to fix that. I didn't know I needed. Fourth, it showed me exactly how the world sees disability. It lit a fire in me that hasn't gone out since. I'm a full-time power wheelchair user. I've known that my entire life. But seeing yourself represented on national television, especially on TLC, in a way that isn't about pity, inspiration, not about overcoming, just living, building, loving at a high level that does something to you that's hard to put into words. The messages I got from the disability community after the show aired were unlike anything I had ever experienced in my career. People tell me that not only have they felt seen, they finally had someone to point to. The moment changed my mission permanently. I stopped thinking about just making beats and content. I started thinking about my legacy, about what it means to build at the highest level so that the next person in a wheelchair knows it's possible. And the fifth lesson, the one that ties everything together, visibility is not something that happens to you. It's a strategy you execute deliberately. Before the show, I believed that if I just kept making good beats and great content, the right people would find me. And that is partially true. What reality TV has taught me is that you have to be intentional about where you show up, how you show up, and what story you're telling every single time you step in front of an audience. The show didn't make me famous, it made me focused. I'll take focused over famous every single time. Fame is just attention. Focus is direction. Attention without direction is just noise. Here's the question I want to leave you with, and this is the question that changed everything for me. If a camera followed you around for 30 days and broadcast it to the world, would you be proud of what people saw? Not the highlight reel, the real version. the way you handle hard conversations, the way you show up in your relationships, the standards you hold yourself to in your business. The person you are when nobody's watching is the foundation everything is built on. Reality didn't change my life by making me a star. It changed my life by showing me who I already was and making it completely impossible to settle for anything less than that version of myself again. If this hit you, if you want to follow what I'm actually building, the beats, business, tech, all of it, go ahead and subscribe. I drop new content every single week. I'm going to see you on the next one.